Ready? 3, 2, 1. Sam, just act natural, okay?
Yeah.
Wait.
She does the wrong one every time. Tonight on Comfort Level Podcast, 3 humans, 1 guest, try to read.
With Sam, Maddie, Brandon, and our special guest,
Sam 1.
Join us tonight or today at 12 p.m. as we figure out, am I the asshole? I guess that's what we're going to do today, guys.
Whoa!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Comfort Level Podcast. This is our around New Year's episode because I can't remember when this is going to be posted. So we do have some drinks to celebrate, but we haven't cracked them open, actually.
You probably should have did that before.
Unless we're just drinking from...
You got to get cups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I can do that. I'll go get that really quick.
Okay. Red Solo cup.
Yeah.
Put it in my butt.
What?
Every time I drink it, it come out front.
That sounds painful.
Do you drink from your butt?
I pee when it comes out my penis, yeah.
Hey. So, okay. Do you want to talk about that? Or
You want to talk about that? Or
You guys don't stick
you drink?
Wait, Sam,
you
drink some.
drink alcohol. Well, this isn't alcohol, but you drink from your butt?
Yeah, you don't butt chug.
no.
It hits you so much stronger if
no.
you do it through the butt.
I mean, I drink not to get smashed.
Oh, then don't do it through your butt.
Then don't do
You're
it through the
getting wild. You're getting crazy if you do it through your butt.
All right. I think it's an emergency. We need to change the subject.
Okay.
Like this next story.
Whoa!
First story. Like this first story, I
You
guess.
did like a Cheers situation for...
How good that
Oh, yeah.
transition
Well,
was.
yeah, I guess we should, huh?
For he's
So-
a jolly good
Fellow,
fellow.
for he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow.
Which
And
nobody can
deny. So, New Year's resolutions. Anybody before we read the story?
I'm gonna try to think before I speak. That's the biggest thing for me.
Okay.
I come off too mean sometimes.
I'm going to try to find a girl with a cough allergy. Inside joke.
Inside joke, because that will never be explained.
Yeah.
But Sam is currently on a journey to find a girl this February on the Blachelor. All right, you're going to watch our live stream as we go on a journey with Sam as he goes on many different dates. Join us. I think it's like February 10th. So we'll have to look at the date because I keep saying the 10th.
That
We're
is
just
the
gonna.
it's 2:10.
That's the right date, 2:10.
If you want to potentially date Sam too or be on the live stream,
Actually, let's make it 2 for 1. You win, you get to date both Sam 2 and Sam 1.
Boom.
You get me, we'll throw in Sam 1 for the We're doing a poly relationship.
So get on this Sam-tastic deal. 2 for 1 Sam.
so there's
Buy
like
one
there's like some
Buy one, get one.
There's a Google, what would you call that, like a
Google form.
a Google form in the description if you guys want to fill it out so we can get some information. And there's some questions we need to field before we accept some contestants.
Very important
Should we say what these questions are or should we leave it? You got to click
It's
on
for a
it.
surprise. You got to go there if you want to see.
All I'm saying is question 6 is
He's
mandatory.
obsessed with question 6.
They're all mandatory, but apparently for Brandon,
Very
question 6
specific
is
about that
mandatory.
one
Yeah.
question.
But yeah, catch us live with the Blachelor featuring Sam.
You took my New Year's resolution.
Oh, you want to go with the
I was going to go like, my New Year's resolution was to get Sam a date for 210.
Oh!
My man's need some love out here.
Oh!
But I guess also just to have more fun.
Yeah.
Everybody can have a little more fun every day.
I like that.
My New Year's resolution is to figure out how to do live streams successfully with multiple people connecting to them so we can get ready for 210 The Blachelor!
You know what's funny? I just started watching A-Rack on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's like the Mr. Beast. I don't think he's like a wannabe, but he definitely styles himself off Mr. Beast. But they're doing a thing in December where they go in a straight line across the world for 30 days. And one of the guys is named Beans, but his real name is Sam. And they've been trying to get him a date. And they got him a date with some girl in Italy. And they like hit it off. He was like, I really like her.
Yeah.
Because they were like swiping and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I want this to be another Sam moment to find my love.
And it will be.
So let's go to Italy. Comfort level's taking us to
Italy. Whoa. We're going to all book our flights separately to Italy. You're not as excited about that.
Let's just read the story.
Okay. All right.
Wait, a side note. Does this taste different to anybody?
It tastes fine.
It doesn't taste like...
It's not cold.
It doesn't really taste like 2024 to me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend a bitch for lying about an emergency to test my commitment? Everyone's like, oh, and then they're like, oh.
Whoa.
My girlfriend, 29 female, Andrea, and I, 29 male, have been together for a few months now. Everything has gone smoothly until yesterday, when she pulled off a ridiculous stunt. She called me late at night to say that she's seriously injured / having panic attacks and that no one is with her as her parents are out, which was true. They were out. She said that she also got some chest pains and she thinks that she's dying, that she's in a really bad state and can hardly breathe. She was heaving while she spoke. She begged me to help her, said that she already called 911, but she also wanted to let me know, and I was shocked. I took my car to rush towards her house, and it was only after reaching that I found out she was joking about it. She met me joyfully and said she only wanted to see how committed I am during an emergency, as that's an essential part of a relationship or something. I lost my temper, and I asked her what the fuck her problem was. She said that she was just testing me, and I got pissed off. I called her a fucking bitch, and I told her I did not deserve to be treated like trash and used like that. She was crying by saying that she only wanted to check whether I'm a good fit and that I overreacted. I left the house immediately and haven't talked to her since. She's been texting me, but I just keep ignoring her. Am I the asshole? And then there's a little update at the end. I think that's crazy to test your relationship like that. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
I don't understand the point of that. Just like, yeah, no, you're not the asshole in my opinion, because what the actual, that's just a little bit of crazy peeking out.
Yeah.
She's got some more up there, but I don't know.
Because is there not multiple ways to test if, this person is committed to you, where you don't have to lie about having a serious emergency and seeing how fast they come to your aid?
Or just start with trust, maybe.
I was going to say, I don't
just
think
like,
it should be a test.
I don't think there should be a test. Just maybe trust it,
Not a test, but there's different things where in life you're going to find out if this person's committed to you without you having to do that.
Yeah, like a trial. Yeah.
Or, yeah, just
A
like,
trial.
well,
A
just
test?
like
No,
life
like,
things that
yeah.
aren't as serious where, you might not have intended, it wasn't never intentional to be like malicious like this.
Yeah.
I think it just happens in life where you're like, oh, you did that for me. Thank you for doing that. I see that afterwards.
So you have to hope bad things happen so you can have a
No.
test?
No.
Sam too?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. I'm just wondering.
Enough of that. That's
what
enough
we're talking
of it.
about, like,
That's
I was
enough
like
of it.
raised by TV. This was like a common TV sitcom thing where like I have to make up something, so I test them. And then the moral's like, don't test your relationship. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But they always stay together, so you're like, is it bad? Am I supposed to test them and they're supposed to get over it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
no.
So tests are bad.
Do you actually test? Have you actually ever tested
No, I'd
anybody?
be disgusted by anyone who tested anybody.
Because if Brandon tested me like that, I'd be like, okay, well, I don't know if I can trust you. The next time you're like, hey, I need help, I'm like, okay, we'll call the police.
Oh.
I'll see you in the morning because I don't know if you're being serious or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you're okay. I'll check up on you, but
Like, I'm dying.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I don't-
actually
All
dying.
Call the ambulance.
I don't know that I would go that far, but I would still, I would feel, it's almost like you said, trust, like you don't believe that I'll be there for you. So you have to make a test to see if I will be, just so you can like brag to your friends or something. I don't know why. I don't understand the reason behind it, I guess. I don't know.
Is it low self-esteem? I know a lot of people
Probably.
test because of that.
No, I feel like this might be a time type thing too. Like you just haven't had enough time to have that.
Impatience.
Yeah,
So you
like
don't
that,
know.
like big, like, oh, this person really gonna rock with me at this point.
Yeah, I guess I just genuinely don't understand why she would even think that a test is needed. I really don't. So you guys think it's low self-esteem? Because I don't understand why she would do that.
Is she like 13 years old?
No, I think they're.
I was gonna say,
Well,
but
I've
no,
seen, like-
he's obviously 16. So if she's 13, I am. That's
say
a bad.
low
No,
self-
they're
Self-esteem.
almost 30. They're 29.
It's low self-esteem.
So does she have nothing? Does she have nothing going on in her life?
Low
Like,
self-esteem.
so, like it is.
I was listening.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, low self-esteem.
Well, I'll just say low self-esteem just because I've had instances in past relationships where people, because of how they were treated in the past, they do little things to like test you, and you're like, I'm a person where I just put the trust at the beginning, and then you break the trust, and then I'm done.
Right, right.
I don't like. I'm like, I'm getting this relationship. I like you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and then you got the opportunity to break it. If you do, then if we're dating, especially if we're dating, you break my trust, then yeah, there's no point of us dating because it's not going to get better. It's not like I'm going to be like, oh yeah, forgive you. I probably won't.
I probably won't. No, but yeah, that's like you. So trust is a hard thing for me, but that's why I do not date people, because I don't feel right now that I could. Actually, I do now, but I didn't feel like in the past that I could just not judge the person based off of a past relationship,
Yeah.
right? So that's why that's why I've been single for a while. But you got to work on you first before you try and have somebody else
Definitely.
with you. But that took a whole nother turn. Sorry.
No, I agree with you, but I also think you can grow together with a person, but something like this is kind of like a big
Yeah,
enough.
this is
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's
Like, well,
a little scary.
so.
go together with somebody, but not you.
Right. Right.
Is this something where it's like worthy of a breakup in your eyes? Like it's big enough where it's like, oh, what? You did this to me?
How early was it? in the
Yeah.
relationship?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
A few months.
Yeah.
deuces.
Yeah. Because if you could, well, yeah,
It depends on how much I
Sam
like them.
too sticking in there maybe.
it's a few months. I'm like, okay, that's kind of crazy to do right
It's
away.
like, why are you rushing some stuff? Like, next you're going to be like, you better say that you're going to marry me. You better give me a ring next month or I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I mean, in some instances, a few months could even be time enough for you not even to have like a first real argument.
Right.
So it's like the fact that you're starting off the gate with like a big glaring trust issue.
I'm dying.
Yeah, I don't think I could keep going.
I think that might be too much for me
Yeah, I
too.
think I would get out now too.
Because it's like we haven't dated each other enough, but like Brandon's saying, it's a big enough red flag where I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, but there's also the thing where, okay, people start dating and they're literally hanging out 24/7. So that
Love
a couple
Island.
months, yeah. So,
Welcome to the
Brother.
villa.
so a couple months could feel like a lot longer, I guess. But
Yeah, you said Big Brother.
Yeah,
I think so
those
too.
relationships are made to last. Big
Some
brother.
of them.
A lot of them,
Tyler and Angela broke up.
yeah, but they were never good.
Oh, okay.
They weren't good.
those
together.
relationships are meant to last. Oh,
Okay.
they were not good.
Well, I was like, I know I've said this on other podcasts. I'll say it again. Someone like did this like percentages, and Big Brother has a better success rate than like Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Okay, so update. After talking to her about it, I've decided to give her a second chance. She apologized a lot and promised to never do that again. I'd be more careful, of course, and I won't be trusting her blindly, but I have thought that I'd give her one more chance, especially since she's shown herself to be regretful.
I kind
That's it?
of that's
Another
where,
update. She did it again.
before
Sorry.
you started it, before you guys said you guys went and tricked me into going to your side, I was kind of along that line, like give her one
Before
more
you
try.
tricked me.
You didn't have to come to the side. Your face said that you would have stayed to give it another try, so I was
Yeah.
waiting to hear that, and then you're like, "Well, it's okay."
But then you guys convinced me.
Well, because that Brandon had good points.
Yeah,
That wasn't convincing. I was just saying what I thought.
I know, and it convinced me. It changed my mind. But I think that's basically what I would have done. It's like, I got my eye on you. We're going to stick this out, but I got my eye on you. You're on thin ice.
Yeah.
Thin ice, bud.
Do you guys ever play Break the Ice?
No.
Yes.
What is that?
Sam One knows what I'm talking about. It's a game.
The little.
Yeah, you hit ice.
Oh.
Yeah. Little.
Sorry.
It's the fact that I went full body into it. I said, it was just
She
like,
stopped it.
Because I thought at first you like did that and then like a little toot came out, like you farted.
Oh, like
this
the
is
snack.
next
Dang
story.
it,
At my
Maddie's getting them
expense?
all.
This is rude. This is rude.
Okay, so this is from Relationship Advice. My 23 female boyfriend, 26 male, has farted in my face twice. I threatened to break up if he does it again.
You lost.
You lost.
Yeah. You shouldn't have let it happen twice.
well, there's a wise saying that goes,
2 times is too much.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool
Fart
me
on me
twice.
twice. Shame on me.
Shame on fool me now you can't fool me a third time.
I don't know. Maybe you can get tricked into getting farted in the face.
Not
No?
more than once. No, that's what I'm like. I'm over
Right.
it if you did it twice. You think it's a joke if
You think this is a game?
I'll kill you next time. You can't fart in my face. I'm literally killing someone for that.
Feel the heat coming out
Yeah.
your ass. No, dude.
There's some things like
Just feeling the wind.
spitting in someone's face,
Right.
farting in the face is just as much as spitting in my face.
What if it's accidental?
If it's accidental, it's fine. But how are you accidentally actually?
If you
What
stand,
if this
if I
fits on
stood up,
purpose?
if I stood up right now, and I might accidentally fart in Maddie's face.
But you're near her face. Like I think farting in the face is like
You're putting your
you're
butt like
this far away. And
Your nose is like
and it's
right in their crack.
and the smell hits you like.
The wetness of it just flicks against your lip.
You're chasing
Did
what
you
they had
lick
2
it?
hours ago.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what to do. I'm like,
Oh,
I would
God.
break. I wish I would have. I can't do. You can't do it twice.
no. Oh,
Because then I'm like, you don't respect. You think I'm a fool that I'll just take this.
Seriously.
Who do you think I am that I'm just going to sit here and take this?
Sam, who hurt you?
Don't fart in my face. Don't fart in my face.
Who was she?
is this a question on the questionnaire?
But shit, we need to add that.
Oh, we do need to add that.
Yeah, you cannot fart in my face.
Do you think farting in Sam's face is okay?
My 23 female boyfriend, 26 male, has farted in my face twice. I threatened to break up if he does it again. Okay, so my boyfriend and I have been in a relationship for the past 1.5 years. Last Christmas is where this all started. While we were decorating the tree, he sniffed around and said that he thought the cat... Hold on.
Oh no.
He sniffed around and said he thought the cat had peed on the blanket to the couch. He urged me to come over and smell it to make sure. I should have known when he ran away and started giggling, but I didn't realize my mistake until I was already face first in the blanket. He had a blasted ass on that blanket, and it was the most disgusting and vile thing I ever smelled. My forehead even broke out the next morning.
Oh
my
my gosh.
gosh.
What is he eating?
This has to be fake. This is not real.
I got incredibly mad and even threw the ornament I had in my hand. I was furious and disgusted. And then he even told people at work,
Oh, come on.
where now it's a joke that I've thrown an ornament at him. About a week ago, he did something similar. He was laying near the edge of the bed on his back, and I was standing up doing something. He then asked for a hug, which I obliged. It was a weird angle because of him laying on the bed. He then pulled me up to a somewhat 69 position, and he had farted and held me there. So yeah, he farted and put it in my face intentionally. I was disgusted and mad again, especially because I had told him before to never do that shit again.
What is this dude?
Right.
Who is this guy?
I told him in a fit of anger that if he ever tried to do that again, I'd break up with him. I feel I shouldn't have to deal with a man farting in my face. He says I'm an asshole and that he should be able to do a normal bodily function around me. And I get that. I fart too, but I've never wanted to get it in his face.
Right.
I think it's so incredibly disrespectful. He's making it seem like I will break up with him even if he farts in my vicinity, which isn't true. How would you handle this?
Don't break up.
Lock him up. No.
I would break up too.
Well, the first one, how deep are you smelling this? Why did you smell it so deeply?
How deep you have to smell to break out?
Like, when you rub your you're like, Because he said, what, the cat peed on it?
Yeah, he's like,
So why did you get
Why'd you get that close?
The
Right.
cat peed on it, you're like, let me smell that.
You huffing it?
I technically don't call that farting in her face.
Yeah, the first one I don't think is farting in the face. It's gross.
It's gross. It's really disrespectful. I guess I feel like you could call that a prank, but I don't like pranks like that. So it would be enough where I'm like, don't ever do that again. That's so gross.
Here's the thing. Do it back. See if that motherfucker likes it.
No, he'll probably be into it.
No,
This dude's
no.
weird. He loves it, I bet.
He's going to be so upset if it happens to him like that. Like, he will never do it again. But also, he seems very immature.
You think his fart had like some radiation in it, and that's why she broke out on her
He
forehead?
must have ate all the deviled eggs the day
Something's going on
before
with
or that for lunch, and he was ready to go.
Man's
The
got
second one.
Atomic.
Because the only time that I've ever experienced this is like, having a brother.
Siblings, yeah.
And, maybe Hannah's farted in my face too on purpose.
She absolutely has.
It'll probably happened a long time ago, but I feel like Hannah did it. But Nathan's definitely done it. And Nathan's also like farted in my vicinity.
Yeah.
And then he'll do like a nasty wet fart and he'll be like, oh, sorry. And then like walk away. And I'm like, you did that on purpose. You were looking right at me as you did that.
Maybe it just happened then.
No, he's like walking up the stairs and he's like, boop, it's like they're wet too. And I'm like, dude, go. And he's like, I'm about to go poop. Sorry.
Have you guys ever farted in a partner's face?
No.
I have not farted in a partner's face, but I did. I did get threatened to be broken up with because I farted while he was eating.
Like you pushed it out.
He was not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Wait, eating like dinner?
Eating food. Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I thought something
He's like,
else.
there's poop particles
God.
that come out. That could have got on my food. Okay, I did not fart on your sandwich, sir. Calm down.
Did you hear what Sam 2 said?
What?
I thought eating a different kind of eating where you would not want to fart. Because it happens.
It does.
When pressure's happening, a fart can slip out. That's not grounds for removal if it's an accident.
I guess so.
But if I'm eating and a fart comes out, I'm breaking up with them immediately. I'm walking out. I'm not even putting my clothes on. I'm just walking out naked out into the street. You'll never hear from me again. Yeah, because farts aren't even really... The only place a fart is allowed. It's probably like something like an orgy. Like this next story.
Dang.
Or like the bathroom.
No, fart orgies are the best.
Have you been to those?
He's a,
Have you been to those, Sam?
I don't know what you're saying.
Have you been to an orgy, a fart orgy before?
Nebraska's a wild place. I'll tell you that right now. Fart orgy.
Okay, so this next story is from TIFU, and it is not safe for work. Here's the title. Today I fucked up when I walked in on a gay orgy.
Was it like a Facebook invitation that didn't specify?
Facebook dating.
Yeah. Facebook dating. Shout out Facebook dating.
no.
Today I fucked up when I walked in on a gay orgy. How the hell do you do that without knowing what you're walking into? That's what most people would ask.
Yep.
And I can explain, but the explanation requires some background. So if you care to find out, read on. This didn't happen today. It happened several years ago, but it's a story that needs telling. I'm a straight male, and at the time I was working in the cannabis industry in Southern California. This was before recreational use was legalized, so we were still operating under the guise of medicinal use only. This was my second week at a new job. I was really pumped about this one because I had landed a job with this big cannabis delivery company in the area at the time. And we were even featured on Weed Map's YouTube page, had celebrity clientele, etc. It was crazy. The thing that separated this company from others in the area was that they would bring the full menu to your front door. I'm talking 18 strains of flour, every form of wax/concentrate you can think of, edibles, vape, cartridges, pre-rolls, and so on. This way you could shop the products in person and make a better decision rather than just calling in and ordering things off the menu, hoping it wouldn't be an absolute disappointment. Needless to say, this made our jobs very dangerous. We had drivers get robbed, jumped, stabbed, shot, kidnapped, you name it.
Oh my gosh. Change your
They need a
business.
union.
One guy even got hogtied and thrown in a closet while his product, money, and car were stolen. It was all recovered, but those are stories for another time. Given the nature of the job, there were very strict rules to be followed. The one that I will mention, the one that I broke, was never enter a residence without a person physically there to open the door and invite you inside. Very quick side story to help understand how this all happened. My first week there, I got this call. When I knocked at the door, there was no answer. Doorbell, no answer. So I called his cell. His son answered and said, "I'm sorry, my dad is terminal with cancer. He can't come to the door. We've unlocked it for you. Can you just come in, please?" I agreed despite the rule. And turns out that's exactly what was going on. His poor dad was in the hospital bed upstairs. He looked like he was already dead, if I'm being honest. It was awful to see somebody in such bad shape. And the only thing that guy kept asking for was cigarettes. Addiction is a hell of a thing. But anyway, I leave his house wondering if this sort of thing happens a lot. We're operating as a medicinal service after all. Fast forward 1 week. Here we go. I get assigned a delivery to a guy who is a longtime customer of the company. And I've heard stories at this point. Strange stories. The guy was tall, very skinny, and had what I can only describe as a light bulb shaped head. He also had a very, not to be mean, obese girlfriend. The drivers would come by for a delivery. He'd answer the door dressed as a little girl. He would then sit on his girlfriend's lap while he selected his purchases. So I knew I was in for something crazy. I find his door and knock, no answer. Doorbell, no answer. Cell phone, no answer. I cycle through this 3 times. Right as I decide to pass on to the next one, I notice there's a Ring doorbell. They were brand new at the time. Not many people had them yet. And I thought, oh shit, maybe this will work. I hit the button and I get a voice. "Oh, hey man, come on in." I think to myself, maybe another person who isn't in good enough health to come to the door. I walk in, close the door behind me. It becomes immediately apparent that I'm alone in this huge house. I start calling out, "Hello," but I get no answer. I grab one of my bags, which is filled with 18 glass jars and weighs at least 30 pounds, and get ready to smash it over somebody's head. I'm thinking I might get robbed here. I have mace in my hand. P.S. We didn't go strapped because we didn't need to have a body on the company's hands on top of the semi-legal, but not really legal business operation. Out of the room, to the side of the house, I see a big silhouette out of the corner of my eye. It's a giant man, like a bodybuilder clearly. Bald head, dark skin, wearing nothing but tiny red briefs. I start to panic at this point, and I start backing towards the door. This guy is so much bigger than me. There's almost nothing I can do to stop him from whatever it is he's going to do. I'm certainly a victim at this point if anything goes sideways. I ask him if everything's okay, and I ask what's going on. I get no answer, just a slack-jawed, shocked expression on his face. I almost get to the door when he reaches over to the sliding glass door next to him that leads to the balcony and begins to knock frantically. I look over, and through the door, there it is. There it is. At least a dozen naked men, sucking, fucking, all of it. There's a couple of guys immediately in the front of the glass door, and they're getting busy. There's a dude sitting on the chair that just looked like he might have been someone's dad in the neighborhood. Chubby dude, cargo pants, plaid shirt. There's also a guy on his knees blowing that guy. When they hear the knock, the guy putting in the work looks to my friend in the living room and holds up his hands like, "What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?" The guy in the room with me then points to me. The guy on his knees looks horrified, jumps up to his feet and pulls up his pants, runs into the room and says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Would you please still sell me weed?" Long story, trying to be shortened, I did sell him weed. He kept saying things like, "I'm sure this isn't your first time, right?" And laughs. I laughed too. Yeah, this is my first time. I was visibly shaking at this point. I left the house and that was it. I told the whole company what had happened and they thought it was so funny. The receptionist's favorite thing to do was send me to that guy's house whenever he'd call. I'd say, "Please don't send me there. I saw that guy with a dick in his mouth." And they always sent me there anyway. There's more detail to the story, but in the interest of trying to not make this too long, I'll end it here. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. Any delivery drivers? Any crazy experiences?
I don't think that's a good business model. There were like so many things happened to these delivery drivers.
Right.
They're like, they got stabbed, they got hogtied, they got kidnapped.
And you're not gonna give them a strap,
Right.
just one.
You're
got
gonna
some
continue to
mace.
do it.
You're going
The
to continue
same
to
thing?
bring all the
Yeah,
product.
stop doing that. I think
Right.
there's a reason why not everyone's doing that. Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, did it hurt him? Did they ask him to join? No, he's good.
Right. But I think that's just very shocking. You're like, I don't know what I'm coming into, but seeing an orgy for the first time, you're just like, oh, okay.
No, I think they know what they're coming into. I've been to a non-sexual orgy.
What does that mean?
Well, when I was in Korea, I went to a Korean spa.
Oh my god.
And Korean spa, everyone's naked there. So it's separated so it's unisex. It's just all men in one side and all women in one side. So I'm like, I got to get the Korean experience. So I'm like, get naked, you walk in, and you're not, I think it's probably the same thing he was expecting when he walked in, because I was like, I knew it was going to happen, but I wasn't ready. But
You
I'm
weren't
like,
mentally prepared, right?
there's Korean things swinging to and fro from the entire room. The weird thing to me was like how comfortable I got. It was like, oh, this is just a normal thing. But at the very beginning, I was like, but also I'm at the same time trying not to show my shock. I'm just like,
Right.
they're all
This is-
here
this is
just doing
fine.
this is normal. And I'm like, but then by the end, I'm just like sitting in a hot tub, like legs like this. I got so used to it so quickly, but I'm like, the naked form is not a bad thing.
Right.
It's like very comforting to be out like that. But if I saw a guy like grab somebody and put it in their mouth, then that would be a different
That's
story.
a different story.
Yeah.
I feel like he was like, oh, I didn't tell the whole story. I feel like what he missed out was
Something,
like,
yeah.
he participated.
Something did, yeah.
He participated. I
He
feel.
participated, or they asked him to join, and
Yeah.
he was like, that's where he was really put off.
Okay, for a couple minutes, but I
Right.
gotta get back to work.
He smacked the guy in the red boxer's
red,
butt
yeah.
as he walked.
Good game.
And then the guy farted in his hand. How do you feel about that?
What would you guys do if you were in this situation? We'd just be like, try to
You
be
pretend you
professional?
don't see it, yeah. Just whatever.
Yeah. The second the door opened, I'd be like, yes.
I would, number one, not be staring at what each individual person was doing. I'd be like, eyes to the ground, and ask that dude whose
need.
house this is.
Yeah.
Get him. Yeah.
I honestly feel like I'd be like OP. I'd be in shock, but I would also be like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I would be taking in everything
Yeah.
and be like,
It's
okay,
a
that's
story.
my neighbor.
Yeah.
That's my neighbor.
Just trying to
That's
see
my
if you know
neighbor.
somebody.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to know.
You
I
see your
don't.
boss, and you're like, oh my God.
That's my principal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Principal Stanley.
You said I would never make it. Look at you.
You look like you're doing great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my roommate. Like this next story.
You monster. You're also a little freaking monster.
Am I the asshole for fat shaming my roommate because she wouldn't stop talking about how fat America is?
America from Big Brother.
No.
I'm like, she's not fat.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
America, the country.
Oh.
Americans.
America. For spacious skies. For amber. I missed something in there.
Yeah, you did. I don't know what it is, though.
Am I the asshole for fat shaming my roommate because she wouldn't stop talking about how fat America is? I, 25, am an American who has been living in London for about 6 months now. My roommate B, 23 female, has been nice for the most part, and I've even come to enjoy her company. My only issue is that she's always taking jabs at America. To clarify, I don't think America is above criticism, and I have no problem shooting shit from time to time. When I first met her, I would laugh along, and I didn't feel any type of way about it. However, it's become too frequent, and as time has gone on, I've started to notice an obnoxious air of superiority every time she does this, which really makes me feel like it's not at all in good fun anymore. She'll even refuse to believe me if I correct her when she says something untrue. i.e. when she said Americans are all stupid because all of our tests are multiple choice. I told her that wasn't true, and she insisted the schools that I went to must be different from most schools in America. I tried to go along with it as I don't want to be an overly sensitive person, but it's starting to get on my nerves. All of my frustrations came to a head last night when she started talking about how disgusting it was that America is so fat, a topic that I've heard her talk about many times. I was in a bad mood, and I tried my best to ignore her, but she just kept going. I've always had to bite my tongue when she talks about America's obesity epidemic because B is overweight herself. I finally snapped and stopped biting my tongue and said, "Don't you think this is a little ironic?" She gave me a confused look and asked why I would think that, to which I replied, "Well, I'm an American, and I'm a lot thinner than you. This conversation would make more sense if you were the thin one." She absolutely exploded and told me I had no right to make comments about her body. After that, she locked herself in her room, and now she refuses to talk to me. I've made some beef stew for dinner tonight as a peace offering, but she still won't acknowledge my presence. I do feel bad about hurting her feelings, but I also feel like she shouldn't dish it out if she can't take it.
You're the jerk. You made it personal. She's talking about a country as a whole, and you made it very personal.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know, or I don't know. Maybe if the roommate was trying to, I don't know. I feel like she made it personal. She's talking about a country as a whole. Maybe to try and relate to her. Maybe they don't have anything really in common. I don't know.
But I'm like, all the time you're doing it?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Or like you think you know America better than an American. Like I get what she's saying. We are not above criticism. There's a lot of bad things that you can talk about America for. But it's just like, I don't know. There's enough points where it's like, okay, do you talk about anything but like the negatives? True. I don't know. I get that. Like I get that too. But I also maybe can understand where she's like, okay, so now you're trying to tell me what it's like when I grew up there, and you only know a certain stereotype about America, right, which is true to a certain extent. But even like, I don't know, maybe this is just my bias because I don't like it when people are like, oh, I know better than you, even when they don't. Yeah. But they won't correct themselves. And it's like, okay.
I'm like, you do know better. Your fat ass must have grew up in America.
You're American, right?
You're American.
You're American because you know
everything. You fit the description.
Because it looks like you were born.
I also don't like being around people where their whole personality is to hate something.
Yes.
So
yes.
I don't know. It's interesting that she entertained it for so long. She's like, after a while, it gets annoying, and it's like, bro, like, at least for me personally, like. We were talking about this the other day. If like you ask me something I don't necessarily want or I'm interested in, if I say no the first time, I'm just not going to entertain. Like I don't respond after a while. Right. Like you can say all you want about America. I'm just like, so what do you want for dinner?
Right. Yeah.
Like as if I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, I think about it as if like, okay, so there's at least from what I see on social media, there's running jokes that British people make about Americans, and they're dark jokes about our school system and how there's no gun laws. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And Americans will come back and be like, bro, you eat beans on toast for breakfast. Like it's just like stupid stuff. You have
the trashiest cuisine in all of the world.
It just happens. Yeah. There's so many jokes you can make back and forth that's like in good fun. So I get it in the beginning where it's like, yeah, I'm in a different country. People have a perception about America, and most of it could be true. And I'm gonna make jokes about it too because it's like it is funny. But at a certain point, it's like, okay, it's like she said, it went from being in good fun to, oh, you really hate America. Yeah. And I'm American.
So do you hate me? I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Which I get that because I'm annoyed either way if you're doing, because I know exactly what you're saying. Like, you just hate, that's your personality is just to hate. People, specifically with America, if you're like too much, I love America, America's the greatest thing, or if you're like, America's the worst thing, why would anyone live here? I hate both of those people. I'm like, you got to be nuanced. America's got great things, it's got awful things. We're really in the middle. Mm-hmm. So like anyone going too hard on either side, it annoys me so much. So I get
that too.
I might have snapped.
I love that.
Yeah.
Actually reminds me of a story when I got to visit the DMZ between North Korea and South Korea, and we went on a tour with like people from all over the world, and there were some British people there, and we went there. The the South Koreans have like a monument to the United States because they helped in the Korean War. So there's like a monument that has like American flag, South Korean flag, and then there's a statue of President Truman there. And these British guys are like, so the British also helped. Where's our monument? And the tourist's like, well, America helped first, so that's why we kind of like a lot of British soldiers die in the Korean War, and they're like, why are you riding hard for your country for something that happened like 60, 70 years ago? You're riding hard. I'm like, I don't care if America has a monument or anything, but these British were like, it's really, really fucked up that they didn't have a monument for them. I'm like,
jeez,
English people, chill.
It's not gonna matter.
Y'all have enough things.
Right.
Well, I think about something else that you mentioned on that trip is how they could immediately tell you were Americans.
Oh, yeah. They
which I think is a funny joke that people make about America. They're like, Americans don't know how to dress. I'm like, listen, we dress to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Comfort level pod, okay? All right?
And you know, I'm always dressing comfortable.
Always.
Yeah.
Because that's enough. Why are you
I
gripping
don't
your
know why I
body
did
like that?
that. I don't
Okay.
know what happened on
All
that
right. Today I fucked up by pretending I don't speak English. So, this happened a couple of weeks ago. I had a few friends come visit me from Argentina. They don't speak English, so obviously around them I speak Spanish. For a little context, I'm Argentinian/Spanish, born in the US. Spanish is my first language, but I speak English fluently. On this day, I was taking them with me to a few places in my town I live in the Midwest. So our tours consisted of a lot of coffee shops, Target, and TJ Maxx. We were checking out at TJ Maxx, and the cashier greeted us like normal and started silently scanning our items. At this point, we hadn't spoken very much, and all I said was yes, thank you to him, asking if we found everything all right. He was very attractive, and my friends made a joke about American men. We started talking a little as he scanned, and he noticed we weren't speaking English. He looked up and kindly asked if we were from here. I've dealt with every racist comment and question under the sun, but his was just curious. My friends knew certain words and phrases, and one answer was no from Argentina. Cashier then goes on about how he loves Argentina and soccer, and then finishes by asking if we like the US so far. He spoke fast, so my friends all turned to me to translate, but instead I turned to him and say, sorry, little no English, with an accent behind it. My friends all looked confused and quietly asked what the hell I was doing. Honestly, it was a gut reaction. I've always wanted to use my Spanish speaking skills in this way. Like last week at work, a lady came in and looked me up and down and in the rudest way asked if I spoke English. Shocked, I quickly said yes, of course, but then I thought I could have said no and not had to deal with her.
Yeah.
But by this time, my mind had decided that this was the moment to try it. After telling him, he goes, oh, I'm so sorry, and in broken Spanish says he loves Argentina and football. It was cute, he was trying, and we all laughed and thanked him, and he ended the conversation with adios and buenos dias, which is good morning, but it's the thought that counts. In the car, my friends died laughing, telling me that was so stupid. I said, whatever, I'm never going to see him again. A couple of days passed.
They're married.
A couple of days passed. Honestly, I forget I did that, and we went back to TJ Maxx because my friend was leaving soon, and she wanted to exchange a dress that she bought. It was just the two of us this time compared to the four of us last time. The line was super long, so she makes the line while I shopped around a little more. She had already made it to the cashier by the time I got there, and of course it was the same guy. I recognized him straight away, and as he had his back turned, asking for help on the exchange, my friend jokingly asked if I knew English today. I was prepared to go either way, but when he came back, he looked at me weird and asked if we were the girls from Argentina. In the cutest broken English, I was hoping he forgot us, but I smiled and said, sí. I then kept adding to the issue and go, you remember, in my attempt at broken English. He goes, sí, son muy bonitas, which is, you guys are really pretty, and we laugh and thanked him. And he finished her items and started scanning mine. My friend had a phone call to take, so she excused herself. Now it was just him and me. And I was so ready to come clean, but then he asked if I was living here now, this time in English, but he spoke slowly so I could understand. I responded and kept the act by saying that I just moved here. I was digging myself in deeper at this point. He tried to give me a few recommendations at this point, and I was struggling to act like I didn't know what he was saying, and he was trying to find the right words so that I could understand. I pay and was ready to leave when he put his hand to his ear, gesturing a phone number. He said he could show us around sometime. If we needed anyone to learn English with, he'd be happy to help. I actually found this guy attractive and honestly felt like shit already, so I gave him my number. I left and later that day received a text from him in Spanish. He was using Google Translate to try and communicate with me.
That's so cute.
And we ended up talking a lot. He was sweet and said
Spanish?
he always wanted to learn Spanish. So maybe he could teach me English and I could teach him Spanish.
Like I was going too long.
He asked if I was free this Saturday to meet up with him and a few of his friends for drinks. And I haven't given him a clear answer because I don't think I can keep this up any longer. So that's it.
No.
Somebody said top comment though, and this is pretty good. Just say you forgot how to talk because he was so cute.
Yes.
Oh, there
That's
you
pretty
go, there you
smooth.
go.
Yeah, this is really a non-issue.
Yeah.
He clearly likes you. You can always play this off as just like, oh yeah, it was just a cute thing I was doing. You're in it. He clearly likes you. This dude's freaking on Duolingo for you.
Right.
Man. He's learning Spanish.
He's learning Spanish.
You're a cute girl. just tell him, like, I think the top comment's perfect way to do it. Make a joke out of it. But I don't think it's an issue. He's not going to be like, you're crazy.
They're already meeting again.
Yeah.
You know, just, yeah, totally agree.
I saw this Reddit story where this guy was faking being Australian for 4 years.
What?
Met a girlfriend. They got married. He's like, I proposed and I'm freaking out because she said yes, but she also doesn't know that I'm not Australian. He's like, I've been running
That's
this
too
accent for 4
long.
years.
That's
What?
That's a good accent.
That's
there.
good.
That's good. Daddy.
I don't know how he doesn't break. I don't know how he doesn't break.
Well, you might as well just be Australian, I think.
Right. Dang.
And I was like, oof. So just don't get that far. I think we're good. So, I mean, you're still in the first few stages.
There's a
Right.
time limit for sure. They were
Right.
You got the chance, and this is now.
I would feel so dumb. Just being like, yeah, I do speak English. I'm sorry. But I can still teach you Spanish. I don't know. I would feel very dumb.
Well, I think she has the out though.
Yeah.
She has
She
that.
does.
If she uses that line, he's gonna be like, oh, okay. All right.
Because
So
the deadline is this first date.
True.
You can't do the whole first date
4
like this.
years.
If you do the first date like this, then you're bad. So you better get it out on this first date.
Or, well, depending on how fast he talks to his buddies, too. Because if he's like, yo, I found this, like, what do the guys say?
Yeah.
What do they say?
Muy bonita.
Oh, man. I don't remember what they say. But it's
Well,
like,
Muy bonita is what he said on the story.
yeah.
He went home. So they met that first day. He went home. He's like, man, those were fine. I got to figure out how to say that in Spanish. Hoping she would come back.
She did.
You're good, girl. Just, you got to tell him no.
But no, him talking to his friends about what?
Oh, yeah. Just talking like, yo, met this girl. She doesn't really know English, but she says she's going to teach me Spanish, but she's so fine, man. Just come hanging out. And then she's like, oh, I actually speak English.
I actually understand. Everyone.
Also, she should say it before the friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, he's probably already talking about her. If he's like, hey, I'm trying to bring this girl to you know, hang out with us. Yeah, she should definitely text him as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for the last story? I don't really know how to transition it, so it's shaving your head. I think, or shaving.
Actually, that's how she should solve it.
Yeah, just shave her head.
She should shave her head, and they're like, "What about your head?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I speak English," like to throw him off. Shave your head.
Shave your head, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
This isn't your bud. Shave your head.
Hey, might want to shave that head there, bud.
Hey, shave your bud.
Okay, so relationship advice. My
Oh.
husband, 30 male, shaved my 31 female head.
Wait, my husband.
Shaved my head.
Head.
He better be buying you all the wigs.
Was it 2 males or was it a male and a female?
Yeah,
It was a
I guess I
woman.
don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He shaved his wife's head.
Oh.
Is it because she asked? Or she said she hated her hair? I don't know.
My husband shaved my head. Me, 31 female, and husband, 30 male, have been married for 3 years and together for 5 years before getting married. We've always had a healthy, harmonious relationship, or so I thought, and welcomed our daughter 3 months ago. Yesterday morning, we were getting ready in the bathroom. My husband was shaving next to me while I was brushing my teeth. Out of nowhere, he takes the electric razor and runs it through my head, shaving a part of my hair just above my forehead. First, I thought he was pretending to do it, but then I saw a big chunk of my hair falling into the sink. I didn't get a complete bald spot, but the damage is clearly visible. It's important to know that I've always had long hair reaching to the mid of my back, never cut it short, never alone got a buzz cut. My husband likes my long hair too, and never told me to get a different haircut. I totally freaked out and started crying and yelling at him while he was laughing. He told me it was just a prank and how it wasn't a big deal, it's just hair, and that I could grow back again. We had a serious fight afterwards, and in the end, he did apologize, admitting that he was the asshole, but still insisting that it was a prank and it was funny, at least to him.
No.
Although he apologized, I still cannot forgive him. I will either need to wear a hat or a scarf, or brush my hair over, or get bangs, which I normally wouldn't do due to my face shape, to cover the damaged area. It will take years to grow up my hair again to its current length. However, what I'm most concerned about is that he still insists that it was funny. I just don't get why he would laugh at my misery. It seems borderline sadistic and abusive to me. I'm also afraid that he would do something like this to me again in the future, or even to our daughter, because he finds it funny. I don't think I will ever be able to forgive or trust him, and I'm seriously considering getting a divorce. On the other hand, he's never done anything like this before. It seems totally out of character. He isn't a prankster and has never made fun of me. Neither did we have any marital problems nor big fights, not even after the birth of our daughter. Until I make up my mind, I don't want to talk to my friends or family about this, as I don't want to be pressured into deciding either way or being judged if I don't take their advice. Should I stay with him or divorce him over this?
I think divorce is going a little far, but what? Maybe he was trying to start an argument. If you haven't argued for however long, there's the people who have to have like argument. Mm-hmm. I may or may not have started an argument with people in my life just because, I don't know. Not all the time, but I don't know. But I didn't go as far as shaving somebody's freaking head. Yeah. That's like definitely uncalled for. And he's never done it before. I don't think I would go as far as divorcing him. I would never be around him with a freaking buzzer in his hand. Yeah. That's for damn sure. But
yeah, I think I can get what you're saying. And I feel like I would be so in shock to be like divorce, but I don't know if I can see it any other way that it's not like malicious. Cause why are you doing that? And then even after you did it and you're the asshole, why is it still funny when I'm clearly upset and I'm clearly crying? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, hair is important to me. I've never had my hair short, and you just cut the middle of my hair to the point where it's not a bald spot, but I have to do something drastic to cover it up. And you still think it's funny even though you're the asshole. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
I feel like in that way it can be malicious where, and I think the other thing too, and people point out in the comments, is they're like, I think the reason why you don't want to tell your family is because they're going to tell you something you don't want to hear. Mm-hmm. Like what he did to you was really messed up, and you should consider some type of maybe marriage counseling or something to be like, dude, why did you just do that to your wife?
Oh, I thought it was going to be the opposite. I felt like they were scared the family is going to say, don't overreact, you're overreacting. Because I feel like that's what a lot of families would say. Don't get a divorce for this. Yeah. Even though I do think it.
I would say that.
If you're worried, if you're like, I can't even trust him, I'm worried he might do it again. Like, that doesn't seem like a good situation to be in your marriage, or like just sitting in fear at home that he might do it again. Yeah. Because he thought it was a joke.
It's just interesting that she's at, like, a lot of people ask Reddit for like not divorce advice, but like, like this happens and then you're like, should I get a divorce over this? And it's like, maybe something else was happening before this, or like had other issues. Well, and this is just the one. This is the one you want to talk about.
Well, if we're believing her and she's saying no, they haven't fought like that. They haven't had big fights or anything. But yeah, you're right. It's like, it does seem like maybe something else.
Yeah, that just.
Maybe he was doing a test to see if he can get an actual reaction. If she doesn't fight about other things, maybe he was trying to be like, okay, this is the only way I can get a reaction out of you. But then that's scary. That goes into the whole nother
that's
side.
even toxic of itself.
That's very toxic. That's like the testing in the first story.
Right.
Because it's like, you want to fight. Like what you're saying, like he wants to fight. He wants to make it, you know, not peaceful in the house. Like you want to pick at something.
Right.
And that's how you ring in the new year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
2024.
This is crazy.
Wait, so that's the year we're ringing in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the year
filming it.
Sam finds a girlfriend on 210.
2024.
Yeah, 2024.
Love. That's what I need.
In the air, in the air.
Chicken. That's what I feed.
Popeyes.
Biscuit gravy time.
No Bev.
Coughing allergy.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good holiday.
Bye.
Bye.